Hi, golfers, Dean with golfallyear.com, and today I wanted to talk about a change I am making in terms of my hobbies and what I'm going to be doing more of and what I'm going to be doing less of. Now, doesn't mean I'm not going to do one of the things, but it does mean that I'm going to do less of it because I'm truly enjoying this new hobby of mine. It is golf VR with the Golf Plus app. The Golf Plus app, if you don't know, is sponsored by the PGA Tour, and it is amazing. And if you've never done virtual reality, you really need to try it. You really, especially if you're a golfer, the Golf Plus app is amazing in terms of what you can do and the things that it brings to your life. And so I am going to be looking at doing more golf in VR than I do golf on the real course. Now, I'm going to still golf on the real course. I love to golf, and there are reasons that I want to talk about of why I like to golf on the real course, but golf VR is my new thing. I have been doing it every day. It's been very addicting, and I want to give you 10 reasons, my 10 reasons why I am moving more to golf VR. I'm going to spend a lot of time in golf VR and not as much time out uh, playing golf on the real golf course. Now, I do have a Garmin R10. I'll still hit balls on my Garmin R10 and things like that, but there are certain things that even the Garmin R10 and the other launch monitors and golf simulators just don't bring that golf VR does. And so I want to touch on that. I want to hear your comments. I know you're going to blast me for it, but let's hear your comments and tell me, um, what you feel and if you tried golf VR and how you feel in terms of it. So let's get into it. My number one reason, my top 10 reasons why um, I'm going to be moving from more golf VR and less golf on the golf course. All right, so let's talk about the number one reason why I'm moving more to VR golf than I am golf on the golf course, and that is the cost. The cost to play around a golf today is crazy. It is going up and up and up. Since 2018, I believe it's up like 18%. It's now close to the median price is like $47 for a public round of golf. The golf courses around that I play around in Washington here near my home um, are so expensive for what they are. They're really short courses. Some of them aren't even par 72, and they cost almost $50 to play around. I can't play on the weekends because of the price. You're talking, many of these courses are $60, $70 just to play around on the weekends. I've even looked into going in and joining a country club that we have. We have a few around here, and that's even more of an expenditure, all right, that I just can't afford, especially as a teacher. So there's no way that I can continue to play. I was trying to play 2 and 3 rounds a week on the course. I can't do that anymore. I've dropped down to 1 round on a Saturday morning. I like to play early because I like to get out before the crowd does. But even that, even the early times, on the courses around here, I'm paying 50 to 60 to $70. Some of the courses, if I really want to play a nice one, it's going to be $80 for that weekend round of golf, and I just can't afford that. And so what I've done is I've moved more towards VR golf. Right, you can get the headset. I got the headset as a Christmas present. It's about $300 or $400. I think now the Oculus 2 you can get for about $300. They also have an Oculus 3 you could use, or MetaQuest 3. Um, the um, so the VR headset is the big expenditure. Then you got to pay, you pay $30 for the app. I got all the courses that it provides, the Golf Left membership, so I could be on the tour and I could get all the courses for free. And I think that was like $80. So you're not talking a huge amount of money compared to if I was to go and play golf, because I have played well over 100 rounds on VR golf, and they're nowhere close to that this year on the regular course. So number one reason is it's going to save you money if you look at it in that term, that I can play a lot more rounds of golf for a lot less in VR, even though it's VR, than I can on the course. Now, I can still go out and have a weekend where I go and play on the course. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm cutting it off altogether, but it does and will save me a lot of money. All right, reason number two is, I talked about the cost. Is reason number one that it costs a lot, and especially if you're playing a lot, like I was playing 2 and 3 times a week, that's a lot of money each month coming out for golf as a hobby. And so uh, VR golf is a lot less expensive, but the other key is the time commitment for VR golf compared to real golf is night and day. Okay, a course, if I'm going to go to the course, usually I go on a Saturday. I have to get up super early. I have to get up at 6 o'clock. I like to be one of the first ones out there because I don't like to wait, and I don't like really long rounds. And so you're talking, I get up at 6 and I have probably an hour before the round getting everything set, getting ready. It's then a 4 hour round, right? Sometimes even more. I've had to walk off the course a couple times because I was playing too late on a weekend, and it just drove me nuts. So I had to walk off the course. You're talking 4 and 5 hour rounds. Not including the time to set up and get everything ready and get going. VR golf. I can play around. I can get up, set up anytime I want, and play around a golf in 20 minutes. So I can play 18 holes in 20 minutes. Sometimes I'll play 2 and 3 rounds in a day. If I'm on the tour in Golf Plus, and so I like to do the weekly and the daily tournaments. They have a daily tournament, so I play it every day, and then you have 4 rounds of a weekly tournament that you have a week to play. And I'll talk about that more later. But I can play those rounds all the time, so I can continue to play golf. I can even go and hit in the range at VR golf, and all under, you know, 20, 30 minutes. So much less time commitment. I can get more out of it. I don't feel like I'm constantly on the course. I get to spend more time with my family, things like that. Though I sometimes will have my headset on when my family's around. But I do get to spend more time around my family and things like that because I'm cutting back on some of my real goals. So not only cost, but also less time. All right, reason number three is that I can play this any time, any weather. One of the things about living where I do, it is extremely poor weather starting in like October, going all the way through into March sometimes, even April can be bad. And so I don't get a lot of time to really play on the real courses, and I try to do it during the summer and get as many rounds in as I can during the summer, which I can still do, but less um, of it, during those bad times. And I hate playing in the rain. I can't stand it. VR golf, anytime. Don't have to worry about the weather. Don't have to worry about my feet getting wet. Don't have to worry about cleaning up my clubs all the time. Don't have to worry about all that stuff that I normally would have to worry about. And so by playing VR golf, I'm able, as my hobby and cutting back on my times on the course, I can do this year round, right? I love my golf simulator and I can do that too. And I want to mention that the golf simulator is another great way to play year round. The issue I have with that is it's hard to play real rounds because you don't get to putt. VR golf, you get a putt, and I'll talk about that as one of my reasons. Um, but you don't get that opportunity to really putt and really feel like you're playing a real round of golf with the golf simulators. So love VR golf in terms of I can do it year round. It doesn't matter. I can pick up my headset and go and play anytime during the day or night, right? I can even do it at night after everything's settled down and go play a round of golf and still feel like I'm at home and able to get to bed at a good time. So being able to play everywhere, anytime is a great plus to VR golf. All right, reason number 4 is this bad boy right here. This is the Deadeye golf club attachment for your controller in VR golf, right? And so one of the pushbacks I'm gonna get, I know it, is that people are gonna just say it's just not the same swing, and you're gonna ruin your golf swing, and you're gonna ruin your golf swing. Well, a couple things on that. Number one is my golf swing wasn't very good in the first place, so I'm not too worried about it. But the other thing is that you can practice your swing and use this attachment to the controller to get a very realistic swing. So you can still swing your swing and practice your swing in VR golf. Okay. Now, do I think that to be successful in VR golf, you need to do some slight adjustments to your swing? Yes, I do. So it is a different swing. But if you really wanted to, you can go to the range in VR golf and swing, and it'll give you all your stats just like a golf simulator or launch monitor would do using this attachment, okay, or an attachment like this. They have some that are even weighted even more than this. You can see here, it has a weight, these are weights on it. So it feels like a golf club, like you're swinging a golf club. This is the smaller version, right? They have longer versions of it, right, with more weight on the front, so it even feels more like a golf club. So if you have this, now without this, I could see how you would say, it's just not the same. But with this, you can swing your swing, and it feels like you're swinging your swing if you want to. Now, I made adjustments as you've seen in some of my other videos. If you take a look at some of my other videos, some of the tips, right? On how to hit the ball better with, um, with the in golf VR, and it's different. Some people have said that it's kind of messed up their swing. If you're really into golf swing and you're really trying to improve your golf swing and do those things, highly recommend you get a golf simulator. But if you are doing this for a hobby and you just like to have fun and you want to compete a little bit and do it in a video game style and virtual reality, this is the answer. It's the Deadeye attachment. This attachment is so fun to use. You swing it like a real club. It lines up. You can set it in Golf VR so it's the right length, right? So it feels like you're swinging a real golf club. And so this is a huge reason when I upgraded to this, right? And if you get the Golf Plus membership. You also get a discount on this. I think it's 25% off on this. This is about $50, I think. But this is a game changer for VR golf. And one of the reasons that I now am hugely into improving in VR golf, right? Hopefully, my golf game will still be the same. And, one of the things I'm going to try to do is play more scrambles and things like that so I can be with my friends, right? That's kind of one of the reasons why we get out and play on the course is to be with your friends and be in nature. And those are great things, and I can still do that. I'm not saying I'm cutting all that off, but this is a game changer. I can swing and play golf, play rounds of golf with this, and feel like I'm playing real golf um, in VR every single day, multiple times a day. So that's a cool thing about it. This is the club attachment, and it's reason number 4 why I'm moving more as my hobby, the VR golf, as opposed to real golf. All right, reason number 5 Now we get into the Golf Plus app and what it really provides, and that is amazing courses to play. These are the courses that the PGA Tour players play on. So you are going to get immersed in these great courses and get to see what they're really like in VR, a virtual reality, which is a neat experience. So let's take a look at some of those courses that you get to look at. All right, so here are some of the courses you get to play. Pinehurst #2, which is one of the toughest golf courses around. You get to play Muirfield, right? This one is a course that the professionals will play. They also have some pitch and putt ones that are kind of, very popular with the families and things like that. Then you get into TPC at Scottsdale, which are PGA Tour events. Kiawah, which I have my best round ever in VR golf, right? I think I was 4 under, which is crazy. East Lake, which again has one of the toughest holes on the PGA Tour. Harbor Town, which is one right along the harbor there that can be very, very difficult, right? Quail Hollow, which does have the #1 toughest hole on hole in all of the PGA. Riviera, another great PGA Tour one for the PGA International, right? In Louisville, Kentucky. Valhalla, this is one of my favorite ones to play. I play this one all the time. Very fun course, Valhalla. Olympic Fields is another, it's a shorter par 70 course. TPC Scottsdale, right? Another one that's on the PGA Tour that is extremely popular. A university golf course for a college university, Yale golf course. Fun course to play, really interesting. Then they have some courses like Castle Links, which is extremely hard with windy conditions and extreme hills. Wolf Creek is the one that has huge hills. In fact, that's where the tour tournament is right now. Alpine is one through the Alps, through the trees and stuff. The Cliffs is another one that went on their original courses. Alpine and the Cliffs are one of some of the original ones. A new one, the Hay, which is right next to Pebble Beach. It's a short par 3 course. Oh, and then one of my favorites, I actually got to play this in real life, Hawaii Kapalua. Extremely difficult, a par 73. The last hole is so hard. And then you get to play the old course at St. Andrews. I'm never going to play this in my life, but I can play it in virtual reality. And Pebble Beach, again, another one I'm never going to be able to play. TPC at Sawgrass, extremely cool one for the Players Championship. And then a new course, super hard. I did a video on this one. This is Lofoten Links, extremely hard. Sweetens Cove, which is a par. It's a 9-hole course that you play twice. Spyglass Hill is another great course, just miles north of Pebble Beach, right? And then you have the Castle Pines course designed by Jack Nicklaus. And one of the toughest courses, I just played this the other day, one of the toughest courses, Bay Hill. If you've never played that, a lot of water, a lot of tough plays, right, for this, for VR. So all these courses are available in Golf VR, and you can play them anytime you want. All right, reason number 6 why I'm moving to Golf VR is the stats. Let's take a look. All right, golfers. So one of the things I love about Golf Plus is it keeps all your stats. I know there's a lot of ways to do it on the real course. I use my Garmin, but you can actually see these stats anytime you want. It keeps a little graph so you can see how your handicap is progressing, right? I'm down to a 2.7, which is crazy. My handicap, you can see the best rounds that you had and how they fit into your handicap, which is again pretty cool. You can see I had some pretty bad rounds. There's my Valhalla round, right? You can see some of the other rounds that I played that I was able to, there's my best round ever, the Kiawah round, the old course. Those are the rounds that actually count. Remember, your handicap, you only count your best 8 rounds out of 20. So you can see all the rounds that are actually counting on your handicap. Okay, so then you can then go to the newest thing is that strokes gained, right? This is how a zero handicap would play these courses and what your zero handicap would do. And you can see the different aspects of where you're good and where you struggle. Notice I'm pretty good at putting, which is surprising. I thought that was one of my worst things, right? I try to keep it in the fairway, so that's why that one's low. It also keeps your personal bests. Those are kind of cool to see. I don't know how I had a 412. I think it must have been downhill. And then we have round statistics. And understand that your scores and stuff are going to be better than your true scores on the real golf course because you can hit it further and things like that. But you can see your fairways hit and green is in regulation. Those are pretty close to where I was on the real course. So all your stats are right there located where you can see everything that you have. It even includes some medals if you're into that. I know some people like to collect these medals. And so for each of your rounds and your tournament rounds in particular, you get these medals. You also get them for the battle mode, which I talk about later in the video. So you can see that these are just very simple little medals that you get for playing in the tournaments. And this one's make 100 birdies in tournament rounds. So I made 100 birdies. So I played a lot of rounds, believe me. And so there's a lot of different medals that you can earn. So all the stats and all the things in Golf VR is kept right on the golfvrplus.com. And so I have it right set up so I can just click on it and look at it and see all my stats, see my weekly, daily tournaments and how I did on each of those each week, and see how many points I got. All right, reason number 7 why I'm moving to Golf VR as my hobby is the Golf Plus Tour and the competition that it brings. Let's take a look. All right, golfers, reason 8 that I'm moving to Golf VR is for the putting. Okay, remember my golf simulator and my launch monitors, they don't provide the putting aspect of the game. And so Golf VR does provide the putting.
All right, golfers, so one of the reasons that I love Golf VR, as opposed to either playing, I like playing on the course, obviously, but one of the things that I have a hard time getting better at is my putting. Golf simulators and launch monitors, unless you go for the high end, you're really not getting the ability to play rounds and actually putt. And that's one of the things that I love about Golf VR is the putting is super realistic. Just look around, you can see in terms of reading the greens, you can see the hills, you can see how the slope of the greens are going to be, and then you can figure out how to putt. And this is kind of a neat way to actually read greens, and I think it carries over even into real golf. The other cool thing is that using my club attachment, I'm able to really putt similar to what I normally putt in real life. The putting is extremely realistic. I have the club attachment. I also, this club here, this putter, is the same putter that I have in real life. So I'm using the same putter and practicing the same motion and same things that I do in real life. So here's some examples of just putting. This putt looks like it's flowing down off that hill a little bit. Let's see how we do. Oh, is it going to get there? Left it a little short. Okay, you can play some games. You get some different points for these putts. Here we go again. It's going to be short again. Still got it in the circle, right? And then I can go to different places and putt. This is a different. Okay, look at that hill off there. You can practice your putting there. But on the course, now you're going to get the same idea, and you're going to be able to putt and finish out your hole and get a true score, as opposed to some of the other golf simulators and launch monitors. Okay? Very, very real feeling to these putts as I'm putting them. Okay, leaving everything short. For sure. But you can see, and then you get the short putts. You can practice your short putts, which is always a good idea to do, right? Okay, let's see if we can find an interesting putt here. Here's another one. Oh, that's breaking left. Not going to get it there. One more try on it. Everything's short. But you get the idea that you can actually practice your putting, and it's going to carry over, hopefully, mine has, carried over onto real golf. But the other key is that you actually get a putt out each hole, so you get your true score, as opposed to playing on a golf simulator, where it will land, and then you'll get a score based on how many putts they think you would get. So pretty cool. Love the putting idea. This is the driving range and the putting area that you can practice all your shots. So this is, again, one of the practice things, which is a lot of fun in Golf VR. And one of the reasons I'm switching as my hobby to Golf VR.
All right, reason 9 for me to switch to Golf VR as my hobby is because I don't need to have friends. I don't have a lot of friends. It's hard to find friends that want to golf. It's hard to find friends that can golf when you can golf. It's hard to find friends that can commit to golfing each week. And so Golf VR provides me the friends that I need. And in fact, if other people have a VR headset, let me know. Let's play rounds of golf. You can actually play rounds of golf together with friends on Golf Plus VR. Also, with Golf Plus VR, you can actually do two-man scrambles, and you can do a scramble with friends and other people. So it is a way to actually be social, even though you say, one of my main reasons for going and golfing as a hobby and besides being outdoors, loving the outdoors, that's a big thing, um, is the idea that you're social and you're with your friends and you're with people on the golf course. Well, Golf VR does provide that. So you can actually play with friends, you can find people to play with, you can play scrambles, etc., etc. So the friend issue, right, may even find some new friends through this. Make sure you let me know down below. Find some new friends that want to play Golf VR. So that's another plus. All right, and reason 10 is, and I want to show you some of those things, is there are a lot of other things besides just playing rounds of golf that you can do with Golf Plus. It actually is tied to Top Golf. So you can actually do some Top Golf stuff. You can go to practice ranges. You can do what they call a battle simulation, where you're battling and you're getting a score with one other person, and you battle a couple holes. So there's all kinds of things you can do with Golf Plus and Golf VR. So that's the 10th reason and one of a big reasons why Golf VR is going to move. I'm going to move that towards my hobby.
All right, so besides just playing a single player round of golf in Golf VR, you can also do multiplayer scramble. This is a new mode where you play as a team and choose your best shots. You could also go and practice, right? You can practice on the range. You can practice your driving, your approach shot, greenside little chip shots, right? You can putt on it. You can even go and use the analyzer. This is where it's like a golf simulator, right? Where it's going to give you your club face and your club pass and all your stats. So you can do that with the practice mode. Okay. It not only has that, it has tournaments, right? You can see these are the daily tournaments that I played in. It has one every day, right? Okay, from different courses. And then this is the weekly rounds, which usually follows the PGA Tour and what they're playing on the PGA Tour. And that is 4 rounds since I'm in the gold tier. It starts at just 1 round, then you can move up to 2, and then you will get to 4 rounds if you get to the gold tier. So that's the tournaments. You can also play these battles, which I talked about, where you're battling. Don't play much of it. I'm still in Rookie 1, and you can move up in the battle modes. You get a rating. So it's kind of like chess in a way. You're playing one-on-one. Then they have some challenges that you can take part in, right? I don't do many of these, but this is different challenges, a long ball, holding on, bombing it, right? You can see different challenges, and you can earn some points to use to change your bag and what you have in your equipment. So your equipment, you can change your ball and putter and all your clubs. So you can get different clubs, shafts, all that good stuff by doing the challenges. Also, some of the mini games. These are kind of free mini games where it's driving or approach, chipping, putting. So they have a bunch of these. And again, you get these Golf Plus points, right, where you can spend and you get these stars that you can spend in on your equipment. So kind of like a video game in terms of being able to up your equipment, and it doesn't cost you any real money, which is kind of nice. You can also see all your handicap and things like that. So that's some of the stuff just with Golf Plus, but then you can go down here and you can go to play Top Golf. So you can actually enter into Top Golf and actually play just like you would at Top Golf. So again, not spending the money, not having to go anywhere. You can do it all right at home with this one simple app, which is, this is amazing. You can, not only that, but I forgot to tell you, I can actually listen to music on the course. It's one of the things that kind of irritates me when other people are playing music, and it kind of disturbs me, but now I can play music and I won't disturb anybody. So you can go, you'll see, you can click on this, you can go and do YouTube things. You can go onto the web, right, and find stuff on the web to look at. You can play different music. It'll play different music. Even has golf lessons. I didn't even know this. So you could actually look at golf lessons on your VR like you would if you were on YouTube. And so really neat stuff that you can do besides just playing golf and playing in the tournaments and things like that.
All right, golfers, so there you have my 10 reasons. I know some of them you may disagree with. It's pretty controversial that I'm going to take and play less real golf and play more VR golf, right? I'm still going to go out and play golf. I still want to, go and hit with my buddies every once in a while, playing some scrambles, but I'm not going to make that my focus. I'm actually going to move away from I'm going to do some hitting on my golf simulators. I love the stats and love the things with that to work on my golf game. But I am going to really add in VR as VR golf and Golf Plus as a big addition to my hobbies. Right? Um, you only have so much time, and so by taking and focusing, I think I can spend more time playing these games and having fun and enjoying myself. A lot of times I'll get on the golf course, I'll spend, the $70 to play around, not play very well, and get very frustrated. Well, Golf VR, guess what? I can take a bunch of mulligans. I can also restart the round. I can do a lot of different things in Golf VR to make my kind of self-esteem and my frustration go down. So let me know what you think. I'm doing a lot more videos now, moving more towards Golf VR and the virtual reality stuff than I am with real golf. Even though I still want to get better at real golf, I've kind of moved and moving my hobby as I get older to a different version of golf. So let me know what you think. Subscribe down below. Let's keep getting better.